Hello, my ravens. My sister and I just finished volunteering at the Regent Park Community Food Center. We were here for about 3 hours, I think, and we're just leaving now. It's super exciting. I'm gonna be squinting a lot because it's really bright and I can't see what's happening on my phone, but it was an amazing experience. Let me show you the flyer that we ended up finding for the event. I didn't know this was actually an event, but this is Regent Meals, sorry. And it was sponsored by the Muslim Welfare Center. It's a Sunday lunch. See? 11:30. And apparently this happens every Sunday. So see, I didn't get a lot of information about the event itself, but I think it's every Sunday. There's a certain time period. There's a certain menu set. And this is going to be a long video, so just be ready. It's gonna be a long video. So I'm gonna start from the beginning. We got out of the subway, we grabbed the bus, we got here. As soon as we got here, we signed up. We got name tags that we made ourselves. Just nothing fancy, those sticky name tags. I took a picture of the actual setting of the area that I'm gonna share in my Discord. But basically the way that they had the tables set up was really nice. They all had little tablecloths. They had napkins turned so that they're in the diamond shape with a knife and a fork, and the jug of water that they usually use at restaurants, and plastic cups. And the reason that they were so specific, like the plate settings was so specific, there's a reason for it, and I'll get to that later. So after that, we signed up for what duties that we wanted to do, and I was advised that if you want the full experience, you should sign up to be a server. So there were multiple roles. One was server, one was busser, I think, which is the person that cleans the tables and takes dirty dishes away. One was beverages, only responsible for beverages. One, was the tray person, so they're responsible for restocking trays. There were various roles like that. So I would suggest, if you would like the full experience, definitely choose to be a server, because then you actually get to talk to the people that you're serving. You actually get to make eye contact with them. You get to, ask them about their day. It's just really nice. So remember, right now, no one has come in yet. Right now, it's just volunteers. And what's so amazing, guys, is we got there around 9:45, and there was food already made, lettuce cut. So which means these people have been working for hours before we even got there. And it really made me feel like, while I am being lazy on a Sunday, sleeping in, wasting my day away, and waking up at 1 o'clock, this is what people are doing with their Sundays. Like, that's how it made me feel. It made me feel a little ashamed, but it also made me feel in awe of these people, that, wow, some of these people come every Sunday and they do this. They do this every Sunday. It's pretty amazing that they do this. So we signed up for our roles. We helped set up the table. Some of the table settings needed to be moved and put in a particular way. We did that. And then we got orientation. Sure. We went for orientation, and that basically meant, like, whichever role that you signed up for, you go to a specific table, and at that specific table, they will give you more information about what to do. So what ended up happening, sorry, we're crossing the street. Or no, we're not. And by the way, at this point, everyone that we've met has been extremely nice. And what I also liked seeing is that there were volunteers of various ages. There were people there with their kids, like our ages. There were parents there. There were not elderly, but like older people, and there was like 40s, 50s, which was nice. Thank you. And I really liked seeing that. There was a girl who actually was the person that my sister got me in touch with to be part of this event. And it turns out that she got exposed to this event. Up here, I'm just gonna stand outside. She got exposed to this event. No, thank you. She got exposed to this event through her sister. Her sister used to volunteer here, so she got exposed to this. So honestly, guys, it really makes you realize that it's so important keeping the right company around you, or people who are like-minded, or you never know the influence that your family can have on you. So if there are any parents out there watching, if you instill that in your kids from a young age, like constantly take them, like if you're volunteering and you take your kids there, so from a young age they see you helping at these places, or they help too, it kind of just becomes part of their life, and they can learn so many different values from being in a place like that, So I would highly recommend, especially parents, I feel, to have your kids exposed to some kind of shelter work, of course in a safe way. But after we signed up for all our duties and everything, we got oriented. We were told that we would each be assigned 2 to 3 tables, and anytime someone would come in, our job was to greet them, make eye contact with them right when they come in. We tell them the menu, so we had to memorize the menu as if they came into a restaurant, and we would say, hello, how's whatever your spin is on greetings, right? You'd greet them, you'd ask them how their day was, they would sit down, you would say the menu for today is blah 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 blah. For us, it was tandoori chicken, rice, veggies, and salad. And they also got a slice of banana, but the kitchen said don't worry about telling them about the banana. Ask them for the banana when you get to the table with the food. So ask them that, and the reason you tell them the menu right from the get-go is so that they can tell you what stuff they don't want. There's some people that don't want rice. There's some people that might not want meat. So you would still, and that was interesting to me, because when you think about people that are impoverished or people that are homeless and might not get consistent meals, you might automatically think, well, I'm sure they want everything. They want everything that you have to offer. But no, it's really important to note that they still have their preferences too, and they still do want, they have their own preferences. So that was an interesting experience. And the other reason you ask them this is so you can keep it in the back of your mind, because what happens is once you let people in and the kitchen gives you the okay to start serving, like food is ready, trays are ready, you go, you grab your trays, and you serve everyone on your tables that do not have an exception request. So everyone who just said that they wanted everything and they're good with everything, you serve them first. It's kind of like a first come, first serve basis. So you have to also be noting who came in first on your table, just so that there's no problems and everyone sees it as fair. And then after that, you go to a special counter and you let them know what are the particular orders that people wanted. So, can I get a plate please for table 5 with no rice? And then you wait there so that the people can give you that plate, and then you can take it to the specific person. Now the trick is, when you're putting your food down, we were told make eye contact when you're putting the food down, because if they have something to say, they will tell you. As soon as you're putting down your food, they'll tell you no chicken, right? Or they'll be like, oh no rice. They'll tell you. So if you just put it down and walk away and then they tell you, you just wasted a plate of food, because we're required to then toss out that plate. Toss out the thing that they don't want, because we don't know if they touched it or not. And again, this is not because of their living situation or whatever it is. It's just to be safe for us, for them, for anyone else that's coming in. We're just supposed to be throwing out anything that people touch and that they no longer want. So that, we're supposed to make eye contact, put down the plate, and ask them if they want the banana. And then they usually say yes or no. Oh no, someone texted and it cut my video. I'll have to put them both together. What was I saying? Okay, yeah. So you serve them, you give them food, then you have an eye on your 3 tables to make sure that you're keeping in mind all the empty spaces you have and all the people that have been served, and if they need anything, you also have to be you also have to be wary of who is coming in, who needs seconds, things like that. There are seconds available, but I believe we wait till 12 o'clock. Like we let everyone get a meal first, and then an hour into the event, then we allow seconds. I think that was the rule, or like half an hour into the event, sorry. Something like that. After that, as soon as the person finishes their food, we do not clean up the table in front of them, because that kind of gives them the message that they should be leaving. And that's not the message we want to give. They can stay there. We were told that they can stay there for the whole event if they want, even if they've already finished their meal. So we waited till they actually physically left. We thanked them, and then we cleaned up after them. And those were the bussers that were coming by and clean up table. And then the restockers were restocking their utensils. And I forgot to mention, the reason that the placement of everything was so particular is that they wanted to provide a restaurant style meal. They wanted them to feel like they were in a restaurant of some kind. That's why the napkin was placed like that. That's why the utensils were like that. That's why the jug was like that. That's why we greeted them with the menu like they do in restaurants. And we want to make them feel like this is not just a meal. This is like a restaurant style served meal, to make them feel important. So I really liked that meaning behind it. Whether that meaning comes across or not, that intention is so beautiful, and I really value that. So that was the process bit. What I can say about the way I felt now that I've talked about the process is there was a moment where my sister was interacting with this guy, and after he left, he looked at her and he was like, "God bless you." And when he said that, oh my God, I got so emotional just watching that. I started to get teary-eyed, because it was just such a beautiful thing. Like, when you're serving these people, one thing I will say, sorry, going back to the process bit. Actually, no, I'll leave that to the end. I'm going to say process, things I felt and how I felt, and then at the end, any tips. So, about how I felt, yeah, I just felt really, really humbled by this opportunity, because the way that you are told to interact with the people that come to be part of the event is such beautiful behavior. You're not treating them like they're less than you. You're not judging them. We were even told that if they come by and they pull out a container and they put their food in the container, that's completely fine. We are not allowed to tell them no. We're not allowed to tell them other things. We're not supposed to be hovering over them, give them their privacy, give them their space. No electronics allowed, no pictures, no videos type thing. They deserve their privacy. Like, it was giving them such, and maybe this is something that everyone talks about, but I have never been part of an experience like this. So I never experienced this type of respect and dignity that you are told to give to the people that are taking part of the program. And I thought that was so beautiful. I really, really did think that was so beautiful. I'm probably forgetting so much stuff right now, but it really made me feel super humbled, and it made me feel like the people who are coming to take part in this program come in all races, all religions, all types of looks. There's some people that you can, kind of clearly tell. And then there's some people that you can't tell that might need this program. And overall, there were a lot of people that were just kind about it. They said thank you, they said please, like all the right manners. There were a couple that were easily irritable, but overall, it was perfectly fine. One thing I will say as a heads up, and this is by no way any judgment or anything, this is just a heads up and a tip. If you are planning to volunteer at an event like this, just be mindful that there might be certain people coming in with a very strong odor. So that's just something to be mindful of, that if you have like a very weak or sensitive gag reflex or something, might not be the right event for you, or you might need to be moved to another table to service another table. Oh, my sister says chew gum because I guess that helps. So that's just something to be mindful of. Something very small, but still something I think is worth mentioning. Is there any other tips that you think that people should have? Oh, if you can't like move quickly and react quickly, this is probably also not the right volunteer experience for you, because you have to remember these are people that are hungry, they're waiting for their meal, and some of them have been, it's the first meal of the day. I think so. So it's very important for you to constantly be vigilant of who needs what, who's looking for something, who needs juice, whose water is empty, whose jug is empty, who needs, who needs a plate. Like, you have to take initiative. Some people are just going to, honestly, you're going to be dealing with one table and you're going to be asking for seconds for them, or you're going to be asking for a particular plate, so you're going to be all the way at the front. And then you got to still keep a lookout on your table, because new people will come and sit at your table and they can't be waiting for like 10 minutes, So that's definitely one advice I would give you. If you are not... Is this us? I think this is us. Is this us? Okay, give me 1 second, guys. We're getting on the bus. Okay, we just got on the bus. So what I was saying is another thing to be mindful of. Oh yeah. So just if you start panicking when there's a whole bunch of crowds, if you start, getting a little uneasy when things are moving too fast, this is probably not the right experience for you. Or if it's something that you're trying to challenge about yourself and you're trying to get better at that, then I would definitely recommend that you do this, but maybe do it with someone so that you feel like you have that support if you need it. What else? Another thing that I thought about is that it's so easy to end up on the other end. Like, there's nothing that makes us better than the people who are taking part in this program and coming to eat. Things can happen easily in anyone's lives that can make you be on the other end of this, and everyone needs a little bit of help. And I really liked that there was no mention, and I also liked that the people that were serving, like the people organizing the event, they're like, we are not here to promote any religion, any culture, anything like that. The association, I believe the community center is like a Christian-based community center, and then the event was sponsored by a Muslim welfare center. So both groups are working together. Oh shoot, it's gonna cut. No. I'm gonna make another video. Hold on. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna wrap this up. So all I was saying is that it humbles you. You can easily end up on the other end. Nothing makes you better. Oh yes, the two groups that were leading this organization and this event were working together, and they strictly said, we are not here to promote any religion, any kind of ideologies or thoughts. So just let these people enjoy their meal, and you're not here in the capacity of a religious person, you're in the capacity of a human being, and treat others like human beings. And I really appreciated that. I really like that, because there are so many events that are run by specific religions, and they sometimes make that as part of the agenda. And I like it when the event is meant for everybody, because this event is open for anyone, any religion, any culture, any skin tone, any whatever can show up and enjoy a meal. So that should be ingrained in the volunteers as well, and that should be part of the value. And they said we have a zero tolerance policy for any of that. If you feel uncomfortable, anyone says anything, you let us know. So overall, it was an amazing experience. I'm sure I'm missing something, but I will probably be talking about it on stream as well. But if any of you guys have any questions on on the experience, or you want to know more, please do not hesitate to let me know. You can private message me on Discord. You can message me in any of the Discord channels, whatever it is. But yeah, it was a great experience. I'm so happy. I'm a little tired, but other than that, it was a morning well spent. I hope you all had a wonderful day, and God willing, I will see y'all tonight. Take care, and Raven.